You know, we all work so hard. We pour our time and our energy into everything we do. And especially today, with this whole hustle culture thing, we're told that just putting in more effort is the answer. But have you ever stopped to wonder why all that hard work so often leads to burnout and stress instead of that deep satisfaction we're all chasing? What if the real secret isn't about working harder, but about working with a totally different mindset? That's the powerful idea we're going to dig into today.
It's this weird paradox, right? So many of us feel it. We're doing all the things we're supposed to do, working hard, aiming high, but the end result is often just feeling drained. That sense of real accomplishment always seems just around the corner. So what if the problem isn't the amount of effort we're putting in, but the whole way we're thinking about the work itself?
Okay, so to really get this, let's picture something simple. A story about two gardeners. Imagine they both start on a totally level playing field. Same piece of land, same exact tools, same packet of seeds. Everything is equal. It's the perfect setup to see how one little difference in approach can change absolutely everything. Now just look at what the first gardener creates. It's not just a garden, it's a masterpiece. It's this beautiful, vibrant paradise. Every single corner is flourishing. You can practically smell the flowers. This is what success looks and feels like. But then you look over at the second gardener's plots, and the difference is just shocking. With the exact same resources, the result is a total disaster. It's just a chaotic mess of neglect. Some plants are dying, others are just running wild. Weeds are choking out the flowers. It's the perfect picture of frustration.
So what's the deal? Why did one person succeed so brilliantly while the other one failed so completely? The answer isn't in the dirt or the seeds. It's all in the mind of the gardener. And that is the key we are about to unlock.
See, the secret lies in something called skill in action. This is a whole philosophy that completely flips what it means to work well. It's not about grinding harder, but working with a completely different kind of intention. And that skill is called Karmayoga. Now, this is an ancient idea, but it is so incredibly practical. It's all about pouring your full attention and your best effort into the task right in front of you, into the process, without getting completely obsessed with the final result. It's the art of finding joy in the doing, not just in the getting. And this chart just breaks it down perfectly. The skilled gardener, the karma yogi, is totally present. They care for every single plant, seeing each little task as important. But the unskilled gardener, they're distracted. They're only thinking about the results, the big, flashy flowers. So they neglect the boring stuff, like weeding and watering. And because of that, the entire garden just falls apart. So let's dig a little deeper into why that second garden became such a mess. The failure wasn't because of a lack of ambition. Actually, it was caused by the wrong kind of ambition. The kind that ends up being a trap. The source material for this has a great name for it: the madness of ambition. This is what happens when our desire for all the external stuff, the money, the praise, the status, becomes so intense that it actually makes us blind to the real work in front of us. We start chasing the prize instead of perfecting our craft. And that is the exact moment things start to go wrong. And these are the weeds that grow from that madness. You've got this constant craving for more wealth, this hunger for power, and this desperate need for other people to tell you you're doing a good job. These are the things that choke the life out of our potential, just like weeds strangling beautiful flowers in a garden.
There's this incredibly powerful metaphor for this idea. It says that desire, once you feed it, doesn't get satisfied. It just gets bigger. It grows like a fire when you pour ghee or clarified butter on it. The more you get, the more you want. And pretty soon, it's this huge, all-consuming blaze.
Okay, so that's the problem. But what's the solution? How did that first gardener manage to avoid this trap and create something so amazing? Well, the answer is a pretty radical shift in perspective. The key ingredient is contentment, or santosh. Now, this isn't about being lazy or passive, not at all. It's about realizing that true wealth isn't about what you own, but about the peace you feel with what you have and what you are doing in this very moment. That feeling of contentment becomes the rich, fertile soil where skill can actually grow. So how do we actually make this shift in our own lives? It really comes down to three things. First, we have to redefine ambition. Instead of chasing a title or a bigger paycheck, we focus on internal growth, on becoming more skilled or a better person. Second, we have to actively cultivate contentment, finding real joy in the here and now.
And third, we embrace diligence. We treat every single task, no matter how tiny, as an opportunity to practice our focus and care. Now, obviously, this isn't just a story about planting flowers. It's a metaphor for, well, for everything we do. Our job, our relationships, our creative projects, they are all gardens that we are tending to, day in and day out. So when you boil it all down, the wisdom of that skilled gardener is this. Focus on the craft, not the trophy. Treat every little task like it matters. Find your wealth in a sense of peace, not just in your possessions. And remember, the most important thing you're ever going to build is your own character. And that brings us to the final and most important question. The garden is yours, the tools are right there in your hands. So looking at your own life, your work, your goals, what's one weed, one unchecked desire or distraction that you can start pulling out today to make more room for something beautiful to grow?